This is it. The final BBM of the year for me, number 150. I've officially, not yet, I'm about to officially become a Best Ball Bro on this live stream. Let's do it. Number 150. Number 150. We did it. We will hopefully be joined by a special guest on this stream. Hopefully. When that happens, you guys will see. I got the 107 spot. We haven't had a lot of 107s on these streams. I think I might have gotten a 107 last night. So we'll see. Usually running back, first round running back territory. Beefcake, good to see you. Thanks for the support throughout the summer. Smokers Haven, right back at you. Tyler, what's going on, man? You got a must draft player for this draft? Not really. I don't want to make it like I gotta reach and force it for some players. I'm just gonna try to have an optimal draft. Wayne, what's going on, man? Oh, here we go. Here we go. I got a special guest coming on right here. Mr. Rich Ryan.
What up, what up, what up, what up?
What's up, buddy? You ready for this? I got the 107.
I broke several red lights. I committed a couple minor felonies, but we're here.
Just so you could be here for this momentous occasion of me officially becoming a Best Ball Bro here.
You did it, man.
I did it. I did indeed. I'm at the 107. I'm going to probably go wide receiver and not Breece Hall.
Boo.
Wait, you think I should go Breece? Oh, yeah, for your Jets fandom?
Come on.
Yeah, there you go.
Beast.
There you go. What's fun is the people, the folks who are in chat, hopefully listen to Becoming a Best Ball Bro throughout the summer.
Like,
and now Becoming a Best Ball Bro is just here. I'm going Justin Jefferson.
He's like, falling, man. Well, yeah. And it makes sense with how much you think that Darnold is being mispriced as well. So if we get him in a stack later.
Right. I think he is mispriced.
I agree. I got him in a super flex keeper league yesterday, like second to last round.
Yeah.
People are just like, they're, I mean, he stinks. Trust me, as a Jets fan, like he stinks, but it's KOC. It's mainly indoors. It's Justin Jefferson. It's Hawk if he comes back. Like it's a great environment for him to score points.
I still think Sam Darnold belongs in like the sort of like the Geno Baker range, that area.
Absolutely.
Like, why not? Given the
Baker without Canales, like we don't know what that's going to look like yet.
Right. Geno probably I probably like more. I like Geno more than Baker though too.
Yeah, I'm a big
Garrett Wilson at 8. That's kind of a like getting Breece at 9. This is a little interesting so far. I'm glad that we didn't get I got a turn pick last night. It was one of my least favorite teams in a while. Because I didn't want to like there's some fear about like the Nakua injury and what he's dealing with right now. So I ended up going in a different direction. Just got weird. I think I took like Jonathan Taylor and Debo. Or no, I took Gibbs. I might have gone Gibbs Debo at the turn just to get the week 17.
Yeah, I find myself doing that a ton, especially on the late turn where I'll just start some sort of stack. Sometimes I've even done, I've gone super, in one of my schnauzers, I went super aggro and I went Puka Cup just at 12-13.
Yeah.
Just to be super duper aggro. So,
yeah. So we talked about my exposure on the final episode. You want to talk about your exposure a little bit?
Yeah, let me pull it up. Mine's definitely going to be more aggressive because I have a much smaller sample. So my player takes are going to pop off.
JJ, do you think the ceiling is higher for Marvin Harrison or Neighbors? I think Marvin Harrison. I mean, this year I'm referring to. I think they're both pretty comparable prospects.
So yeah, I have 7 players 20% or higher. First one is Tyrone Tracy at 26.7%. And then the other running backs that are above, that are 20% or higher are Blake Corum, Zach Charbonnet, and Tajay Spears.
So we have very similar.
It's almost like I pod with you and
yeah, throughout the summer. Exactly.
Michael Wilson, Tyler Lockett, and Troy Franklin. That last one, I'm not too enamored with, but early on in the process, young guy, get him in there later rounds. Unfortunately, seems like he's buried, and it might be Marvin Mims season. So I might
By the way,
take it on the chin there.
I'm getting Saquon in round 2 because I don't have enough. I just kind of want to get a little bit more. Sorry, keep going.
No, you're cool. And then the only tight end, I just loved clicking Mark Andrews. I have 25% Mark Andrews.
Woo, spicy. Better hope he stays healthy.
I know, right? And then quarterback, just like you, super flat. At the top, we've got Stafford, Geno, my guy Rodgers, and Lamar. Obviously, if I'm picking so much Andrews, it makes sense that I'm going to be picking Lamar.
Yeah. What's like the exposure percentages for those guys? Like 15?
13, 13, 12, 12, 10.
Yeah. It's been hard for me to really have like crazy exposure with some quarterbacks. I think my top ones, I think they were like 13 to 15 or something like that with like a Levis.
Yeah, just happen like based on what you're drafting is, at least for me, is what quarterback I'm drafting. So
yeah,
I've never this whole process. There's been players in the later rounds where I'm like, oh, I want to be overweight on this late round player like Tracy, but there's no quarterback that I'm absolutely stumping for where I'm going to be super aggressive and target them, because then you have to also think about their stack throughout the whole draft.
Right.
So you're like locking picks into rounds before you even get it going.
It's really hard. It's just naturally hard if you're trying to be optimal with your lineups. That's definitely not really a finding. I knew that was kind of the case, but it's very evident, even especially as you're doing like tons and tons of drafts.
Yeah, these would obviously be flatter if I did 600 drafts as opposed to, I think I'll end up, this is 60 and I'm in 20 schnauzers right now. So I'm going to end up with 80.
Are you almost done with the schnauzer? I only have 2 more active.
I still have a bunch. It's probably because of me too. I'm like maxing out the clock every single time. I think I have like a dozen or so.
If anyone saw me in a schnauzer, my team sucks, just so you're aware. Like I didn't even remotely care about, all I cared about was the individual team correlation. I was just so over it. All right. We got Saquon. I think that I'll go DJ Moore. Get another wide receiver here. Also don't have a ton of DJ Moore, but we also get week 15 correlation against Minnesota.
Also opens up the comeback with the Hawks, which we love. We love our Genos, our Sharbs, our JSN.
Yeah, we're seeing JSN at times. He'll go in the 79 range in the 7th. But this has been relatively wide receiver heavy.
I'm so excited about the Hawks. Going from running the fewest plays in the league to bringing a guy in who absolutely cooked at UW could be transformative for that offense.
Yeah, 100%. Let's see what's going on in chat. What's up, Andy? Rex. Tyler said, you know what else is naturally hard? Okay. All right. NSFW.
By the way, subscribe to the channel. Late round FF. We are at 3983. If we get to 4,000 by the end of this stream, I want to buy somebody a t-shirt.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
I will buy somebody a late round t-shirt. Comment below with, I don't know, your favorite team in the NFL. And if we get to 4,000 during this draft, I will buy you a t-shirt.
Yeah, comment on this video with your favorite NFL team, and Rich Ryan is going to buy a late round fantasy football. So by the way, I have like all the t-shirts that are on the site in the shop, and I feel so weird if I ever wear the one with my face on it. Like it's just a very, very uncomfortable feeling. Where
you have to go hat, sunglasses whenever you wear it. So there's like a little bit of.
Fortunately, I have the glasses now, so people are like not necessarily just going like that, but yeah, it's a little uncomfortable there. All right. Laporta go at 4th, such a steal. He goes in the 4th pretty frequently. I don't know. This is kind of like a dead area. I've been kind of reaching a little bit. I'm not going to lie, for Josh Jacobs, just to get some exposure there. I don't have much ETN exposure either. This is what I talked about in the on the episode, is that my ETN exposure, or my exposure to these running backs is just low. Let's just go ETN. It's a little bit past ADP. Go with a running back heavy approach. Can go 4 or 5 depending on how things break. Jacksonville always is a setup. We can get Ridley in the 5th, maybe, if need be. Maybe even Hopkins, and then, even Brian Thomas if he falls in the 7th.
We already got one more sub. Let's go, people. It's right there.
Yeah, you guys really like Rich is the one who brings the video stuff together on the channel. Got a nice late round perspectives that I actually recorded right before this. That's dropping tomorrow with a very fun guest.
It's a
very
big one.
excited
It's
for
a
you
big
guys
one.
too. Yeah, big guest, great guy.
Can't believe you got Tom Brady.
Yeah, Tom Brady is joining late round perspectives. I needed to get his fantasy takes. Yes. JJ, even though Jacobs will be more likely a bell cow to start the season, do you think he's a good pick now? I don't think he's really a good pick now. No. I do think though that Marshawn Lloyd, we can't just assume health, right? That's the issue. But I think that if they had a deeper feeling about Marshawn Lloyd, they probably would be doing more at that backup running back spot.
Yeah, it wouldn't just be Emmanuel Wilson. There's trades to be made. There's other players to be picked up if they were truly worried. And honestly, has that wire move even been made yet? Has Lloyd been put on short-term IR? Was that just,
he's not. He's not on IR. That's the thing.
That was just Budakes just guessing.
Right. All right. I mean, we could go Kirk. We could go Ridley. Unfortunately, can't. I don't think we can deviate from wide receiver in the next couple rounds. Kirk would be nice. I haven't drafted Christian Kirk in a really long time. He just got drafted. I haven't drafted him in a really long time.
Won't draft him this time.
Yeah, I'm not going to draft him. That happens every time I start talking about a player. We did a main event last night. It was me, Silva, Davis Maddock, Rich Rebar, Pat Thorman. And every time we brought someone up, they immediately got drafted. And we weren't even, it's not like we were doing it live. Oh, the Ridley pick. That sunk me. That sucks. We're going to go Jaden Reed because of Minnesota. Opens things up for Jordan Love. Yesterday this is a reach for Reed, but this is a wide receiver heavy draft. And, me kind of forcing exposure with Travis Etienne and Saquon Barkley kind of hurt this, but I think we can bring this together.
I think six picks before ADP is not killing you.
No, it's not egregious. I haven't drafted Jaden Reed in a really long time, but I drafted Jordan Love yesterday naked after getting Justin Jefferson on the live stream. And I think the team looked okay on paper. I think it was like a 7.5, 8 out of 10 team, but this is a little bit, it's a little bit worse on paper, I think, to start than yesterday's team.
It was pretty funny. All 4 receivers that were on the board before your pick, obviously losing the 2 Tennessee Jacksonville guys, all 4 of them correlated with our current lineup. We had Tennessee, Jacksonville. We took Jaden Reed, but if you wanted to go Super Say on Chicago, Keenan Allen was right there too.
Yeah, Keenan Allen or Rome Odunze. Someone said you call yourself a best ball bro and take Saquon in the second. Yeah, I told you. I'm trying to get some exposure, man. Trying to get some exposure. I also think that the Saquon stuff is like wildly overblown. I kind of wish I had more Saquon just because I found the discourse about Saquon obnoxious. I actually answered a mailbag question that's dropping tomorrow on the mailbag show about this. DeAndre Swift was 10th in the league last year at running back and expected touchdowns. That's based on where he's seeing his touches. 10th. All right, I gotta focus here. All right, we could reach for Brian Thomas a little bit if he's there. I'm a big B Thomas guy. Yeah, we're going Brian Thomas. Get him with ETN. But DeAndre Swift was had top 12 numbers in goal line attempts last year. Everyone's worried about the tush push, and I think they're still going to tush push. Don't get me wrong, but Saquon Barkley still projected to see double-digit touchdowns this year. Just minor trolling. Yeah, I know you're trolling. I get that. I'm just defending the take in the pick.
I think the Eagles have a much wider range of outcomes than people are anticipating.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts was legitimately a bad quarterback during the second half of last year.
Yeah. There's definitely a wide range, but I've bought into them a lot because of the Kellen Moore volume stuff.
Yeah.
Kellen Moore teams, I think this is his sixth season as OC. They've never ranked lower than 8th in plays run per game in a season. So I think the volume is going to be there to a decent degree. Gotten a lot of like Devontae Smith as a result of that.
Yeah, their target funnel is just so narrow to AJ and Devonta. So even if they're a bad offense, it's just like, where else are you going to throw the ball? Just a dusty coder?
Jahan Dotson, bro.
Yeah.
Don't forget Jahan Dotson. I think it's fitting though in this last BBM to get Brian Thomas, my highest rostered wide receiver.
One more for the road.
Someone said, I also read an article about how the tush push was not even due to Jason Kelsey, so we shouldn't see a big drop just because he retired. Yeah, I wouldn't expect like a mass, even with the coordinator changes and stuff. Like the thing is, if there is a massive drop, then Saquon is a smash, right? But I think he's still a decent enough pick. I'm probably only at like 4, maybe 5% Saquon and BBM. But I haven't really understood the complete fade because not only that, we know that he has single week upside at the very least. Like if I can understand the argument, maybe you're worried about the variance like full season, but in a given week, he's definitely got the big playability. I'm trying to pull up my exposure. So in BBM, oh, that's for all teams. I'm about to be on the clock, huh? All right. Could go Aaron Jones next. Keep building on this Minnesota Green Bay game. Adam Harstad did a good piece a couple of years back about taking the ADP value of fallers as almost plus EV. Yeah, Adam's really good with the ADP stuff, and he's basically said that you could just draft off of ADP in general, like in season long drafts and stuff. I actually am a pretty big believer of I've ranted about this for years on the podcast about how rankings and stuff are overrated because you can use them. You need to use them in conjunction with ADP to maximize your like in extracting as much value as humanly possible. And I feel like people just don't do that quite enough. All right, we're going Aaron Jones over James Conner and Najee.
Yeah, you can burn opportunity cost by taking a player around before you have to. If ADP is on the platform that you're drafting on, has them going way deeper.
Right.
It's funny. I do the same thing. So when I handicap for the week, what a lot of people do is they'll power rank every team and then they'll make up a spread based upon their own power rankings. And then they'll bet based on the delta of their power rankings and the league's power rankings. But what I like to do is I try to guess what the books are going to open lines as, because if there's a delta there, then my like alarm bells are going off. Like, why did they open this differently than they normally would?
Right.
So it's the same concept with ADP there.
Yeah, it's true. I have 4% Saquon going into this draft. So I feel like I wish I was probably at like 5 or 6. But that's how it goes. I don't think that he's that much of a fake, like the way that people have viewed him, I think is a little bit wrong. Swift is someone that I don't have a lot of. This running back range it's about to hit. Like the running backs are like the Zamir, Ramondre. I have a lot of the Pittsburgh guys, but I've cooled off on Brooks quite a bit. Mostert, I think slightly underweight. But yeah, like Zamir White, I probably have Zamir White in 1 BBM. Probably should have just not drafted him at all just to take a stand, like a
just
real stand. Waddle was nearly back to full go with calf wrap, seemingly precautious so to avoid re-injury early season. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Thank God. My bags cannot handle Jalen Waddle being injured. My gosh. That'd be rough.
It's the 10 days away too. He's a vet. Yeah. I wasn't too alarmed by that.
Yeah, it was more so just like they're not being very specific about it, which was a little bit scary.
Which honestly,
I'm thinking Jordan Love next.
Honestly, these guys should be lying all the time. I don't know why these coaches ever tell the truth. There's no upside to telling the truth.
It's true. I could go Addison. Would you go Love over Addison here? I think I want to go Love.
Yeah,
The
I
way,
think I go.
would you go Love?
I think I go Love here too.
Let's go Love. Back-to-back Love streams. Sounds oddly sexual.
Gives us a tight end out later for Musgrave.
Yeah.
And then I just feel anecdotally, currently it's a little more dangerous to play the quarterback weight game.
Right.
So
that's how I felt too.
the
I
value
also
staring you in the face. Might as well just take it.
I like having Jaden Reed here and not having to force it with Romeo Dobbs in this next pick, and then hoping that Dontavian Wicks is at the following one. Because this next pick could potentially be tight end, or like I could close out running back with the next pick and just have 4, you know? So that's another reason why I'd rather like I basically I didn't see a big difference at running back where I was picking Love. It was really the Addison pick that it came down to. I got a question from Sebastian. Don't know if you're taking questions, but I'm in a redraft league. If you had to reach a round early for one running back in the middle rounds, who would it be? One of the ambiguous backfield backs, Chase Brown, Spears, Pollard, maybe even Javonte. I've come around on Javonte quite a bit. But I like Jaleel McLaughlin so much too that, you know, I'm not drafting both of them on a redraft team, but I've gotten some Javonte. Javonte's been like a border because he's going to jump, I think, a good bit in my rankings this week, or at least a decent bit, like up like in his tier. And yeah, I was contemplating writing him up as a player to target, but I don't think I'm going to end up doing it.
The more functional Bo Nix looks, the more interesting Javonte and Jaleel look.
Right, exactly. Njoku's gone. Like, I'll go Bowers here if he's there just to get a tight end piece. We'll put him in the queue just so that we can watch him be sniped. Ben Albright of Denver Beat notes that Javonte and Dulcich, pending health, are in. There goes Bowers. Are in line for second most targets on the team behind wide receiver 1. Yeah, Dulcich I've had as a player to target in my draft guide all summer. All right, again, I don't really want to force it with Brooks. I think I'm going to go Chase Brown, which is also another fitting pick. No Pirine officially. I'm actually shocked that he didn't get a bump, at least in this draft, with Pirine officially not going there. Yeah, Spears is a sneak. I mean, I could have gone Spears there too to fit the Jacksonville stuff. That was probably a little bit of a mistake. We could look at T-Law too in the next round. I think Wicks is the go-to.
Yeah, Wicks is.
If Soccer Dave was in the draft, so what is Soccer Dave really high on him? Is that the bit that's going around? I've seen multiple people talk about this. We definitely need wide receiver here, or like we need to build that up. I mean, like what? I think we're done at running back.
I was gonna say that might have been the last running back we take.
Yeah. I think we're done at running back. We can even. I mean, I wouldn't even be against thinking going T-Law and being done at quarterback too if he's there. It's down to Wicks or T-Law with this next one. I don't know. Feels like Wicks is. What do you think safer, Wicks or
so
T-Law?
the only thought I would have about maybe taking Wicks is then since we grabbed Chase there, we might be able to build a little Denver thing with like Mims and Nix later, just to get some correlation outside of the 2 games.
My only thing is if I go Bo, then I'm more than likely. I mean, we can make an argument for a 2 QB build with Love, but it could just be could be one of those cases too where you get the 2 week 17 quarterbacks in Love and Darnold, and then also have Nix as like the third,
Right.
because you don't want them. We'll see what happens right here. All right, let's go Wicks. I want to go Wicks. We need a little bit more.
I was gonna say, feels much better to
Green Bay.
we have 5 receivers.
Yeah. Yeah. The 4 receivers were scaring me a little bit. Who knows? Maybe no one will want Trevor Lawrence. Unlikely. Let's see where Ingram went. And Kirk. Kirk went right before me, didn't he? Yeah, right here. That team took Spears. This team's definitely getting
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
100%. Evan Ingram's right here, but they have Dak and Lamar. This team's going to get Lawrence right here. That's my 125 overall is Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, Ingram team has Prescott and Lamar. Drafting 101 in redraft on Saturday, is it crazy for me to consider taking Bijan, Brees, or CD over CMC? Just worried about injury / age of CMC at the 2-3 turn. The wide receivers don't excite me. I'm not going to I have CMC 101, but I'm not going to hate on anyone who doesn't go CMC 101. I don't have these are always the biggest questions that will come a fantasy analyst way of what are you going to do in the first round? And it's like a lot of times I just don't have much conviction. I don't, genuinely. Of course things can go south, but I don't think there's a lot of information and data to suggest Christian McCaffrey's definitely going to get hurt this year. You know?
That's what I was going to say, is that this is a very violent game and injuries are very random. So
Right.
I don't think it's predictive that CMC is more likely to get injured than either Bijan or Brees Hall.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I would still be taking him over. I can understand going CD or Tyreek over CMC in certain leagues. Off topic, but I know you're a fellow Halo 2 guy. There goes T-Law. I called it. 125 overall.
On the dot.
Could go Gabe. Goddard's kind of nice here. As just and we have Saquon too. Let's go Goddard. Get a tight end. I mean, it's a little unique because it's a standalone Goddard, without, I feel like a lot of Hurts teams have to have Goddard. I mean, we could even get a Jalen Tolbert late and have a mini stack.
Yeah, I was gonna say this opens us up to a Dallas player as well.
Yeah. Dallas players though in this range are always Dowdle. I haven't drafted much Zeke for obvious reasons, but
yeah.
I know you're a fellow Halo 2 guy. Did you see that in November the community is running a huge Halo 2 20th anniversary LAN, 40K raised already for the I have not seen that. No. I wish I was still good at it. In those expert leagues, do you find yourself taking your guys earlier than normal or not changing your strategy at all? I have found that expert leagues are sometimes easier. I say sometimes easier for me because analysts like to draft with conviction, right? So you'll often see some guys that you might not be on go a lot earlier than you expect. And you like to see that in drafts, right? It doesn't happen every analyst draft that I do, but it has been a theme of, they're not as afraid to take stands on players. Whereas, a lot of more casual leagues, they won't deviate that much from ADP. They won't deviate, and I'm in an auction. I might actually have an auction tonight in a more casual league, like a home league. And they don't deviate that much from what Yahoo is saying and stuff. So in that case, I know how to take advantage of that, sure. But more in snake draft, probably is it easier to come out with a team whenever people are going nuts, because you can just stay the course. You kind of know what you're doing. You just got to read the board a little bit more for quarterback and the onesie positions. All right, well, this feels like a Hawkinson team, doesn't it? 1,000,000%. Let's hope that we don't get sniped, because there is nothing if we don't get Hawk. We're effed if we don't get Hawk. We're taking Xavier Legette if we don't get Hawkinson, because I'm not touching Freiermuth right now. I'm not touching Dalton Schultz. I barely touched Dalton Schultz all offseason But yeah, with Hawk, I mean, Hawk would still be a 3. Like, I'll just throw a Dulcich dart in the last round or something like that if this happens. What is this team looking at? All right, we got Hawk. That was pretty big because this is a pretty dead area.
So speaking of auction, the first fantasy league I ever participated in, I was an assistant for my dad in his longtime fantasy league. I think it started in 1995. And my dad is an OG. My dad was stacking quarterback receiver way before. My dad stacked Vinny Testaverde and Michael Jackson on the Baltimore Ravens.
Did you go to school and tell people that my dad stacks better than your dad?
100%. I was that guy.
Yeah.
And their league is super unique. The first 8 rounds are auction and the rest is snake. Because I guess the auction would have taken too long to do the whole thing, I guess. So they just created this wonky format.
Wow.
But it's the most obvious stars and scrubs strategy because you obviously have the end of the draft to just fill in your roster. But every year, like, it is quite easy every year to get 2 first-round players in that because they're still like conservative with their auction money. And I'm like, guys, it's only 8 rounds of auction. Spend like there's no tomorrow.
And they're just basing it off of like probably cheat sheets and stuff that they've for like a 16-round draft. Yeah. That's absurd. Tyler said I'd go Chandler over Hawk there every time, but that's me. I would in a vacuum, but I'm not. The reason I didn't is because this is a 4 running back team. I'm just going 4 running backs with these guys. I mean, we could go 5 with one later if one falls, but if we feel good about the rest of the position groups and stuff, which I'm feeling a little bit better. It's just this does feel like a team, like we said earlier, where like you might get both Darnold and Love and then throw Nix in there in a 3 quarterback build or something.
Right now, the whole point of this team is to get to week 17 and have there be 80 points in the Packers-Vikings game.
Yeah.
Like based on the beginning rounds, that was like the build of this team.
Right. Well, not only that, we also have Aaron Jones. I know that the data suggests what it suggests with going, Justin Herzig talked about that on Becoming a Best Ball Bro earlier this offseason. I just haven't done it. I just haven't done it. It's just been tough for me too. Dude, I'm not going to lie. Jaleel McLaughlin sitting there makes me want to just do it for the brand, I even put him in the thumbnail for this video. Him and Blake Corum as the 2 dudes there. It's going to be hard for me to not go Jaleel here, man.
I'm told we could build a little Denver thing.
Dude, I think I got to do it. This is like
hashtag for the brand.
This is for the brand. And it's not like a 5 running back build is that big of a deal. We're doing it.
And I mean, we got Green Bay's WR1 as our 5th receiver. So I guess I'm besmirching the older guy on our team, Jaden Reed.
2592. My fear with 2592 is, I mean, do you think we can get away with this? I don't think we can get away with this. I think that we need to get, I think if we could get Bo Nix as the only other quarterback.
Yeah, that's one of those. We're either gambling, we're either fragile at quarterback or fragile at tight ends.
I think what we should do is get Bo Nix and Greg Dulcich.
Yeah.
That feels cool like, with that. And then just pound wide receiver with the other picks.
Yeah. And the thing about Love is, like, because we're so invested in that game stack, it's one of those where if we don't have Love, we're kind of tanked anyway. So being more fragile at quarterback is fine.
Right. Everybody needs a little Love. Exactly.
I saw, I don't know if have you ever seen the movie Yesterday? It's this fella who the whole world forgets the Beatles and this one guy.
Yeah. Why is that movie actually not bad?
I watched it on the flight back from New Jersey. It was awesome.
It's not bad. Awesome. It's actually great. I love feel-good movies. It's a feel-good movie. It's fun. Like, it's easy to watch. And it's kind of got, it's got like cool references and stuff. And like, yeah. Not a bad movie.
I tried to watch one of the 27 King Kong Godzilla movies. I was like, let me just get some action. I'd never do this. It was so bad within the first 5 minutes, I turned it off. Yeah. I never do that. I always just suffer through something, but I was like, this is just so bad.
Oh, man. I just had the realization I'm probably not going to watch anything cool for another 5 months.
That was the all man.
Yeah,
Oh man.
that was exactly what it was. All right, we can go Demario Douglas. Again, this is a for the brand kind of guy. Remember one of the very first episode that we did where I talked about my exposure in the big board? Demario Douglas was one of my highest rostered wide receivers in the big because he was going in like the final rounds of that draft.
Yeah, let me pull up. I have I have an Excel sheet here with ADP throughout the summer. I want to see how much Pop Douglas has moved this summer.
He's definitely moved up.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Oops.
I like him for this build because he should give you some production, kind of a higher floor look and pick.
Okay, so Demario Douglas, when we first started, was going at pick 190.9.
Yeah. Yeah.
Currently 158.4 based
Yeah.
on your draft. The old 32 pick bump after JJ touted him. JJ moving markets.
Yeah. Yeah. Demario Douglas was 100% becoming a best ball bro.
Yeah.
That's all it was. All right. Bo Nix highlighted because I don't want to get screwed. He's not that far down. I don't know, man. I don't like my next pick is 170. I'm getting Bo Nix next.
Who has Sutton?
He's always all over the place right here. So it could go
Left.
here, but they have Lawrence and Herbert.
Okay, so you're probably safe there.
Yeah.
And then
I also think like Josh Reynolds could be a last round dart along with Dulcich. We have Chase Brown. Yeah. Wonder when Samaje Perine goes.
our guy Burton's there too. I think Burton has the exact right profile of somebody to absolutely smash in best ball.
Yeah, like he's to me, he's been the perfect, especially with his drop. He's been the perfect, like, round 17 pick of, I think he'll still get like some random action throughout the season, but like if there's an injury that happens, he'll step in and he can play the perimeter. I know that Yossi Vosh has gotten tons and tons of love, and I understand all that. I'll go back to what I said before. It's like I 100 times out of 100 am going to draft a rookie wide receiver with a good production profile who only fell in the draft because of what's going on between the ears and off the field issues versus oh my gosh. Are you kidding me, dude? Are you for real right now? All right, we're gonna build something special here. We're gonna build something special. This is where we go Levis Boyd.
Good pivot.
And a Okonkwo. Right? Because we already have
see how fast that was, guys? That is a best ball bro. That is a best ball bro. That is a pivot right there.
Yeah, it's we already have ETN and Brian Thomas. I'm fine with Levis Love.
You've been on Levis you've been on Levis all summer.
Yeah, I mean it fits. We just have to make sure we get Boyd and probably a Okonkwo. He had Sutton, yeah.
I would have freaked out. I would have lost my mind. My brain would have melted there, and I would have made no good decision out of that situation.
Had to pivot, man. You got to pivot. We could even go Treylon Burks and get weird.
That's weird.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that much Burks. I haven't gotten any Burks. I don't even think we need to I kind of don't even want to get like a Okonkwo. I don't think it's necessary. Like we're getting a QB2 here to kind of just get us by, and then we have like some correlation in week 17. Get Boyd and don't think about it. Don't overthink it. Yeah, Drake May pivot could have worked too, but I again, who knows what they end up doing with when he's starting. I also like Levis straight up more than Drake May. So, and we also have more of a bring back with Levis.
Yeah, it would to cram in Patriots and then maybe sneak in a Charger. There's just not enough rounds left to do that.
Right. Someone said, why not Darnold? Mostly game theory. You want to have more outs in week 17. And since Green Bay plays Minnesota, if they both blow up, whatever. If they don't, like if that game doesn't blow up, then you don't have a quarterback. All right, we're gonna go Boyd and lock that up. Pretty fitting to get a Tennessee Jacksonville stack in the final BBM, right? All the stuff that we've talked about, on the show. Tennessee's just been my overweight offense this year.
Titans are your squad. They were on
Titans are
bold
the squad.
predictions this week on the feed.
Yeah. Week 6 is my guess for May. Yeah, I think it's going to be probably around there. I mean, like straight up, I like Will Levis more than Drake May.
Bo Nix guy goes Mims.
Yeah, 10 jacks with Jaleel. Who would have thunk it? Yeah, there goes Mims. I mean, I kind of get it. It's fine.
I think Trevor's good enough for a 2 QB build though.
With
but
Herbert.
Yeah.
With Herbert, I would have stopped at 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
With Herbert and T-Law.
Because Herbert's, plantar fascia sucks, but it's just a pain threshold thing. Like, he's going to get a horse trank before every game, and he's going to go out there and play. It's going to hurt a lot on Monday, but I don't think it's going to affect his play that much.
Yeah. Kevin, one more draft tomorrow. No, this is it. This is the last one. We had to push this up a day because things were moving quick. Things were moving very quick. This is an interesting trio of quarterbacks from Team 1.
Yeah, I was looking at pay stacks too.
Geno, Drake May, and Justin Fields. All right. I mean, we're in dart throw territory. Any tight ends? Could go Jonnu just to. I actually think Jawan Johnson's a pretty good stability pick.
I just traded for him in a dyno today.
Which is kind of like what we need. Yeah. Somebody's
hoarding 1 million tight ends, and I flipped Zeke for him.
Someone said go Okonkwo. I just don't I could go Okonkwo. Should we wait on Okonkwo? Let's wait. Let's get a wide receiver. Do we need a Whittington or Naylor?
Naylor for the stack.
Just keep going hard with these. I
would say just your. Ooh, well, we went Naylor.
That's all right. We got 3 Vikings.
4 Vikings.
Who's? Oh yeah, Hawk. Yeah. We got.
That's what I mean. We just
Vikings heavy.
We just need 45-41. 44-41. That's all we need.
All right, we're gonna go Chig for the last one. I could be talked into Dulcich, but we'll go Chig for the stack.
Yeah, for the stack.
I don't mind this squad.
Good job on chat there. No, it's 2 game stacks we love. Beginning of this whole process in the Discord, when the schedule finally came out, I put in all the NFL totals projected for the week, and I said straight up, my favorite game of week 17. I knew everybody was going to love Rams Cardinals because duh. Mm-hmm. But my favorite game was Vikes Packers.
Yeah. 2 games that we like, players that we like. We got some favorites on the year. Jaleel. Now my Jaleel exposure is up to like 24%. Wicks.
I was gonna say this is just the late round team. Wicks.
Yeah, this is a pretty LRQB team. Oh my gosh, someone took a Okonkwo.
No.
For no reason. I mean, for a reason, but also for no reason, I guess I took Goddard from them. That's fine. We can go Dulcich.
It was always Dulcich season.
Yeah. I'm not even like that upset about that. I'll be upset if someone takes Dulcich right here.
Yeah.
They need it. Oh, they went with one tight end.
The free agent. I guess no longer free agent. Now commander. Noah Brown.
They went with one tight end. They only have Dalton Kincaid on this roster.
Do they have Kincaid? No Josh.
Was that interesting? All right. To recap, Jordan Love, Will Levis. I need people to rate it out of 10 in the chat as usual. Jordan Love, Will Levis, Saquon, Travis Etienne, Aaron Jones, Chase Brown, Jaleel McLaughlin, Justin Jefferson, DJ Moore, Jaden Reed, Brian Thomas, Dontavian Wicks, Demario Douglas, Tyler Boyd, and Jalen Naylor, and Dallas Goedert, TJ Hawkinson, Greg Dulcich. 6.9 out of 8. Someone says 6. Someone says 8. Feels like a 7 or 8 team to me.
I was gonna say I think it's a 7.
Yeah, Kraft was also an option there, but I wanted kind of more of like a guy that could give us more week in, week out production potentially. But
yeah, Kraft is more spiky. There's just so many mouths to feed.
I'll probably end up rating this one a 7 in the naming conventions. Man, I just max entered BBM, Rich. It happened. It happened. Look at that right here. Best Ball Mania, 150 entries. It's done.
How relieved are you?
Incredibly. Extremely relieved. I am like I said, I think I only have two slows left too in the mini schnauzer. So I'm feeling good about all that. Someone said let's look at one of my favorite lineups just to bring this back. If I can find
I'm assuming you don't have any 10 out of 10s, knowing you. Nothing would be.
Of course I don't. Have
knowing you, literally nothing could ever be 10 out.
I have some 9 out of 10s. I want to bring up that one. Here's a 9 out of 10 one. You guys can see how I'm naming all these. Sometimes I put live stream. Sometimes I forget to put live stream. Kyler and T-Law. Kyron Williams team. Tony Pollard, Ty Chandler, Jaleel McLaughlin, Antonio Gibson. So kind of iffy at running back. And then Jamar, Olave, Xavier Worthy, Brian Thomas, DeAndre Hopkins, Gabe Davis, Jalen McMillan, Jordan Whittington, Tyler Boyd, Trey McBride, Mike Gesicki. I think I just liked the build. I liked a lot of the 5 running back builds and like the way they came, because like if one of those guys hit, because these guys are fine. Maybe it's too fragile. Maybe that should have been an 8. I want to go back to one of the really old. Do you remember the one that that's not this one. Here's Texans Seahawks. If you guys want to see some Texans builds. Stroud, Geno, Jahmyr Gibbs, Najee Harris, Trey Benson, Zach Charbonnet, Chase Brown. Look at that Chase Brown price.
Wow.
Roshan Johnson, Puka. All right, that sucks. Diggs, Tank Dell, JSN. Look at that JSN. That's later than where he's been going. Lockett, Burton, a little high on Burton though. Michael Wilson, Josh Reynolds, Mark Andrews, Jonnu Smith. That one feels pretty good. Because you got to bring back you got Seattle, you got to bring back, you got a multiple Houston, and you got to bring back with Houston with Mark Andrews. That one, yeah. I think that made sense. It made sense that I walked away from that. This is the one. Do you remember this one? I tweeted this.
Yes, one. Yeah, this was the.
We got to relook at this one and see if it's still good. So I got Anthony Richardson and Joe Burrow fell.
The guy you made a thumbnail with an arrow pointing to him that says overrated is your lead here.
Tyler said Stroud without his QB, without his wide receivers. Oof, it wasn't without his wide receivers. I had Diggs and Dell.
Diggs and Tank, yeah.
Yeah. What are you talking about, brother? Gibbs, Najee, Tajay Spears, Jaleel McLaughlin, Antonio Gibson, Braylon Allen. That's Braylon Allen after or before the rise. And that's Gibbs at 19.
Jamar fell to 6.
Malik at 30. Pittman, Hopkins, that sucks. 80 Mitchell. Dontavian Wicks, Jermaine Burton. And then I had I had Jelani Woods.
No.
I should have only gone 2 tight end. That's what people argued with me about going 2 tight end. Should have had another wide receiver, which in hindsight, I should have. But it should have been Gesicki as my second tight end. This one's pretty fun though. Like this one's going to play, especially with like, if Hopkins comes back and is good, 80 Mitchell has been getting a little bit of steam. Wicks is a value there. Neighbors is a value there. Jaleel, Gibbs. Yeah, it's a fun team.
Is this chronological? Can you go to the first draft that you ever did?
Yeah, I can. Someone said so. He was talking about. Oh, this is the Scott. I did a live stream with Scott Connor. Is probably the worst team that I drafted all.
Well, we got to look at it. How can
Oh
we
my
not
gosh,
look at
guys!
it?
This is literally the worst team I drafted. Stroud without his wide receivers.
There it is. That's what the guy was. That's what
This
the
is
guy
what
in
you're
chat.
talking about.
Yeah, that's what the guy in chat was.
No, but I got Dalton Schultz and I drafted Noah Brown, who's no longer
Brown.
on the team.
Do we have any commanders? No.
I think it's because I might have I got him at 80, but it might have been a timeout. Like I freaked out and I ran out of time, and then I ended up getting him. But yeah, I mean it's rough. It's rough out there. Sometimes this happens. I don't know where that Scott Connor one was. I remember labeling it Scott to make sure I would go back, and here's an Overzet stream. Some of them are bad. Awful quarterback, 3 out of 10. Oh, no, it's looking better now, baby. Looking better now.
Bo Nick season.
Bo Nick season. Let's go.
Fully underway. Is there Mims in there? Come on, slow roll me a Mims. Slow roll. Come on, give me a Mims. Give me a Mims. Damn it.
I got you a Dulcich instead. I got you a Dulcich. It's fun looking back at these. Yeah. This team sucks dick. This team is bad. Let's go to 3 quarterback solid. Here's the first one I drafted this season. I love that people are like trashing these teams, like they only draft flawless teams. Like get out.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Jalen Hurts, Bryce Young. This is the very first one I drafted. You can see how much higher, like I'm drafting player. Like I drafted Miles Sanders as just a dart throw at the end. I mean, that's an okay enough running back room with the 3. Wide receiver. Got Jalen McMillan early on. So I was high on him as a prospect. Goddard, Hawk, and Likely.
Goddard Hawk.
Another Goddard Hawk. Another Goddard Hawk. Apparently that's a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's playable, right? Like it's not dead, but I clearly learned a lot throughout the
we need
summer.
Chuba Hubbard to have a couple babies. That's what this lineup needs. Get Miles Sanders back to life.
Some of these teams, man. Can we like praise teams now? Like let's not look at these bad ones.
Let's go to the good teams.
That's the huge value team, the 9 out of 10. Texans Seahawks we looked at. I have a lot of 8 out of 10 teams, 7 out of 10 teams, which I think is probably normal.
Baltimore, Seattle.
Jacobs, oops. I don't know what that. Oh, you know what this is? I was on a walk and I slipped and I took Jacobs like 2 rounds ahead of ADP.
Well, now you're a genius.
But look, it actually ended up being a value. Yeah, because that's amazing. Jacobs was going in like this is when he was like late 5th into the 6th, and now it's a value. Let's see what this team looks like.
I mean, CD.
This is a pretty fragile running back room, but this could be worse. That's not bad. Not terrible.
It's every team we pull up has Burton on it. How are you not at like 30% Burton?
Yeah, I know, dude. I have a lot of Burton. We're looking earlier on than recent because
right.
Oh, here's a naked Kyler. So when I name them naked, obviously it just means that I got them without like McBride and Marvin Harrison. Did we look at this one? No, I don't think we did.
No, this is
Love and Kyler. So I got a nice little discount on Love. And then we also have Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks. And then I got Michael Wilson and Greg Dortch. Look at that Dortch price, too. Javon Baker was one that I was drafting a lot. Freiermuth, Hawk, and Jonnu. That's whatever. This is probably more of an 8 out of 10 now. Not terrible, though. Not
got
terrible.
Houston, Baltimore working.
So much Gibson. And guys, you're going to think that my exposure is something that it's not because our sample size here has been like 10, yes. Right? I drafted 150 of these teams.
What is the bidet stream? Were you sitting on a bidet while you were?
No, I think it might be. No, we were talking about bidets on the live.
Elite,
yeah.
Absolutely elite.
Yeah, no, I was actively actually bidetting myself throughout the entire draft for 40 minutes. I flooded my bathroom.
Yeah.
Dak, Purdy, Montgomery. Oh, this is a 0 RB team. Shocking that I have Chase Brown and Julio McLaughlin. Shocking. Chuba. Oh, Elijah Mitchell. That hurts.
R.I.P. Elijah. Yeah.
It's actually not. I think the running back room could work.
I was gonna say by week 4, there's gonna be guys on IR from every team. So
yeah,
just sucks that it's.
Tyler says clean ass team. Yeah.
Nice.
Good wide receiver. Oh, I only have 4% Ayuk, so I'm under market with him, which I'm happy about. I got him in the. I got him in the third there, so it's not that big of a deal. Nice Jacksonville stack. That's actually, look at the tight end. That's a double tight end. It's fun looking back and reminiscing. Naked Burrow. There's another Burrow value grab. 2772 build. Because look at the running backs.
Yeah.
Houston.
Oh yeah, Burton Yoshivas.
Yeah. Look at Yosivas at the end of the draft. Yeah. Call your shot. Which team wins you the Millie? Probably not. Probably a team that's probably the Scott Connor stream one. If I find that, we can end on that one. Oh, here's a CMC 104. Oh, this one's fun. Let's look at this one. I tweeted this one. This was a 9 out of 10 team. Let's see if it held. Trevor Lawrence, Stafford, Fields. So this was when Fields was starting to creep up, and I was okay with getting him in like 15th, 16th, 17th. So that takes a slight hit. CMC, Pollard, Corum, Chandler, Herbert. I think that's fine if CMC does what we think. I got him at 4 overall. Olave, Cooper Kupp at 28. Woo, look at this wide receiver room. I like the wide receivers here.
All of them past ADP too.
Yeah. Laporta and Fant. This is a pretty good team.
This is kind of the quarterback room is kind of what we talked about at the tail end of becoming a best ball bro with 2 stacked quarterbacks. I know you have Calvin Austin, but having 2 stacked quarterbacks and then having the third maybe be a naked option if they have that rushing upside, which obviously Fields does.
Yeah. But yeah, those are some of the teams. I like all the criticisms though of these teams.
8 subs away from 4,000. Y'all better hurry up.
Come on. No other way to end the season than roster baiting. Agreed.
Yeah.
That's not naked either. I don't know what you're referring to.
When JJ said when he says naked, it's not proper naked. This is like
right. I'm saying naked.
This is like olive branch naked. This is statues in Rome naked.
Yeah, I'm saying naked in terms of like I didn't get one of their top pass catchers. It's just for me to reference and to know. It's not. I never thought that I would share the naming mechanisms of all of these drafts to an audience of, I think we have like 80 concurrents right now. Like I never expected that to happen. And now everybody's just sitting here destroying my portfolio as if they've never had a bad best ball mania draft in their life.
Undefeated, never lost.
Unbelievable, people. Naked when you took him. I got it. Yeah. Well, it's not even naked. Yes. I mean, it is naked when I took him, but I'm not even saying that when it comes to, if I took a later stack, like you'll take a naked Bo Nix all the time. Right. It's more so like me knowing that I didn't invest in the pass catchers early on in the draft. And then I drafted them late without one of those pass catchers. It's a nice little like quick way to see. I'm trying to find the Scott Connor stream one, the worst rated team, second worst rated team that I had. I think I had a 3 out of 10 team. Most of them are 7 or 8.
3995. Come on. 5 more.
Guys, we need 5 more subs. Go sub.
I'm begging you to take my money.
Oh, I did an ETN misclick. That was another one. Here, I'll share this real quick.
It was your only ETN exposure. Was a misclick.
Yeah, this is the ETN exposure. Look at this misclick. So I had Lawrence Levis, Russell Wilson, Brees, ETN, Jonathan Brooks, Spears, CEH. I mean, that's actually okay.
I was gonna say you made up for it.
New Orleans, Olave, Christian Kirk, Calvin Ridley, Hopkins. I mean, it's not fantastic, but it could, there's been worse teams. No, so there are 2 misclicks. It was another one on a walk. See how they're like right next to each other? is because the very next day I did the exact same thing. Because when I'd be walking, I'd close the app when I'm drafting, and then I'd go and open like Spotify or something and see what's going on. And then whenever I'd go back in the app, I realized that it wasn't on the right. Like I'd have a guy that I was ready to draft, and then it would shift from ADP to rank, and I didn't realize it. And then whenever I would click the guy, I was actually clicking based on my rank and not the ADP. Yeah, and but it wasn't even drafting the top guy via rank either when doing that. But yeah, I don't know where that Scott stream went. Oh, here it is. It's just it's horrible. Let's see how bad it is right now. That's a Saquon team. I mean, the running backs, that's a good value on Connor.
CEH too.
This could be a worse running back room. I remember the running back room being really, really volatile. And it is, but it's not as bad as I remembered. Here's the wide receivers. I got Nelson Aguilar in the last round to pair with Lamar. I think I have Mark Andrews on this team too. This actually isn't that bad.
This is a Dave Canales resurgence away from being a very good team.
Look at the tight end room. This is why, though, I like to rate them whenever they happen. Maybe I was just afterwards, I'm like, man, this team sucks because it was a live stream and I was mad that it was a live stream and it wasn't even on my channel. So some people probably thought I was an absolute moron. But now I'm looking at this. This isn't that bad. There have been way worse. You're too critical right after the drafts, apparently, because that other 4 out of 10 wasn't bad either. I mean, if I'm being honest, though, those are some of the worst teams that I probably drafted. So that might be a good thing if people are thinking that they're not 4 out of 10 teams. But it's not like there's like a grading scale here that everyone's following the exact same scale and we have the same way of doing things, you know? We've learned one thing. You are a tough grader. Great for college, awful for this. Yeah. Look, we'll see. We'll see if any of these teams make it to the final. As we know, there's pretty low odds of even making it to the final. So
was it 1 in 8 years if you max enter? Is that how the math works out? Yeah, something like 1 in 8 years you should make.
Yeah. Did we hit 4K?
No, 3996.
Man,
I still love you guys. I'll still randomly pick somebody. How about that?
Yeah, make sure you comment.
Yeah,
Rich will help one of you out. I wish I had. David said your 4 out of 10s are better than most people's 7 out of 10. I mean, that's good. I have no idea. I'm not sitting here like looking at what other people are drafting, like knowing what their portfolios look like and stuff. But you got to see what my teams look like in general. I don't think, was there anything egregious there from like a build standpoint that you saw?
3998. No, because even when it's bad, there's correlation. This goes back to Pat. Even if we don't get values, even if we don't get players we love, we have to draft like we're right and that we're going to somehow make it to week 17. And when we do, there's just going to be this combustive event where there's a ton of points and we have guys that are correlated and clustered and they're going to win us money. Yeah. So even when it's bad, as long as you game, that's like the pull ripcord parachute is at least we have late season correlation that we could hold on to. Yeah, 100%. Maybe we'll do a live stream at the end of the year and just kind of go over results and stuff like that. I'm sure people would be into that. But anyway, Rich, thanks for joining. Let everyone know where they can find you. Appreciate you. At Rich T. Ryan on Twitter. Go ahead and give Gridiron Gamble a follow and a listen as well as the season kicks off. We're making our picks. We have a lot of fun over there. I'm on Twitter at Late Round QB. Everyone, enjoy your long weekend. Labor Day. Be safe. Enjoy yourself, but just be safe. Don't do anything stupid. Don't drive drunk. Please, if you're about to drive drunk, message me. I'm not gonna be able to buy everyone an Uber. I was gonna say, yeah, I can't put that out there. But no, for real, don't do anything stupid. You will legitimately piss me off if you go and do something stupid like that. But enjoy the living you know what out of your weekend because you deserve it. Thank you everyone for tuning into these live streams throughout the summer. It's been a blast. So much fun getting to know some of you guys and talking about the stupid things that we talked about, drafting teams, talking a little ball. And thank you, Rich, for being along there with me, along the ride with me throughout this becoming a best ball bro journey. And it was great to have that best ball bro moment of pivoting to Will Levis after being sniped Bo Nix. I felt very, very good
about, my mindset during that draft. So thanks everyone. Greatly appreciate it. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you next time.